This runs like ooh.
Yeah,
What is it?
Cams.
Cams? What's up, Brite Nation?
Hey, what's up?
What are we doing today, Kevin?
I am starting to work on the Jeep Liberties.
So if you'll remember, once upon a time, a couple months ago, and I say a couple months ago, over the past like 8 months, Kevin snuck around behind my back and didn't do what most husbands do when they're sneaking around behind their wives' back. He instead went around and bought 5 Jeep Liberties without telling me. There's 4 here. We're at our friend Val's house. She's been stashing these bad boys for us because Kevin and I, if you haven't been following along, we're doing the Lite Brite Jalopy Challenge, which is going to involve 5 Jeep Liberties, where we're gonna go take these things, wheel them, and basically make a giant challenge with a bunch of friends and see if these things can survive getting the shit beat out of them on the trails and driving across the country. There are only 4 here. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, because we have actually been letting another friend of ours drive the 5th one around for the last month or 2. And what we've figured out by doing so is things have consistently gone wrong with it. And because things are going wrong with it, we've been able to fix those things as things happen because it's getting daily driven. So that gave us the idea to why aren't we doing that with these? Because we know some things that are already wrong with these. Clearly you can see the window in this one. Obviously we need a new window regulator right there. Most of these will probably need that. That's a very, very common issue we've encountered thus far. But by daily driving these, we'll be able to figure out things that are wrong with them and hopefully get them mostly roadworthy for the point in time when the Jalopy Challenge comes to take place next summer. So what we're gonna do is we're taking 2 today. 1 for Luna and Marlon to drive around is just a box daily around town while they run errands and do whatever, keep miles off their own Jeeps and their own vehicles. And then Kevin and I are gonna take another one and same thing. We're just literally gonna daily drive them, ideally locally, so that when one of these definitely breaks down, we'll have a truck and trailer ready. We can go pick it up, fix things, etc. The goal is just to make them mostly roadworthy. Ideally with functioning AC, but that's not a priority. It's just mechanically, we want to make sure that these things will at least survive a drive from here to Colorado, hopefully through some trails, and then Colorado back. What was that, Kevin?
This is the start of the Jeep Liberty bullshit. We jump it and then it dies. It won't stay running. We're not taking this one. I don't know. Come on, I hate these things when they do that. I don't know how. I probably should read the instructions.
Who has time for that? Not any man I've ever known.
No.
So one thing we didn't do is we did mean to and then forgot to was disconnect all of the batteries for these Liberties that have been sitting here for months. We did not do that. All of the batteries are still connected, unfortunately, so which means all of them will probably need new batteries because they're probably dead. Voltage
is good, the alternator is good. It's just the battery is... Don't go that high. I'm gonna blow it up.
Odds are all of them are gonna just need new batteries. What are you looking at, Marlon?
Something wrong or weird is going on here.
Don't worry about that guy.
This is flickering too.
Yeah, the batteries.
Look at the gas too.
Yeah.
It's flickering.
Don't worry about those.
What could go wrong, right?
What could go wrong? So, this is the one we were gonna give Luna and Marlon because this does have working AC. But again, I think the battery is like dead. So we'll see if it stays running, but that probably needs to be replaced really. This is the other one we're gonna take because clearly already needs a window regulator, but also there's a couple other things that are wrong with it. Like what, Kevin?
The AC doesn't work like you said. It also doesn't blow out of the front.
It only blows out of the top.
It only blows out of the top. The blend doors don't work. Look at everything just jumping around.
That's what his is doing, but on a lesser scale. Everything is flickering on his too. Yeah, so all the batteries are just like completely shot. That's just our bad. We definitely should have unhooked them. No one ever said we were responsible. If Kevin was responsible, he wouldn't have bought 5 Jeep Liberties, but here we are.
Windshield wipers.
Did you get?
Whoever did this, don't do it anymore. It's supposed to be like water is supposed to go outside, not inside.
Hold on.
In our defense, that was Val. Val taped it, and I don't know if it was just too early in the morning or maybe too late in the evening after a couple beers, but a storm was coming. So the sweetheart that she is, she's like, window regulator is broken. Let me go tape up that window. some reason. Definitely taped it the wrong way. But again, don't worry about that guy.
The passenger front one's broken too.
How do you know?
Because I was rolling it down, and as I started rolling it down, it started falling, and then I rolled it up, and it went down, and then it
So
and
the
I saw
downside
table.
with these window regulators is they fail down.
Well, I mean, they're mostly all gonna fail down, but listen to this.
What the? What is that?
I'm assuming the brake booster is leaking.
It might be a mouse. Every time you step on him, it just might be
He's
a
like,
mouse.
"Ah!"
I regret buying some of them, yes.
Do you regret buying most of them?
Not the white one that our friend is borrowing. That one's okay. This one sucks because I bought it because it was already lifted and had tires and everything.
And it had functioning AC, supposedly.
Supposedly it had functioning AC.
It does not.
It does not have functioning AC. It doesn't blow out the face. All the bad in here, they're all rotted. Like all the bushings are all rotted, so all that has to come apart. It clunks like crazy. Oh, like the sway bar doesn't stay on. Like, look. So this just clunks around as you drive it. No, I'm gonna remove the sway bar anyway, but like.
It's just things.
Yeah. And what was funny was this guy was the most proud of it, and he was so mad I was trying to talk him down, and he was so pissed off that people kept like.
And it ended up being like the junkiest one.
It's got like lifter tick. It's got.
It
all
was
the
worse.
clunking,
Remember the white one had the zebra seat cover and everything, and like the screw holes. That was
when you coerced me into the lie.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what was gonna happen. And we show up there, and he's like, "By the way, this is like the 4th Jeep Liberty I've bought." I was like, "What?"
So this was the most expensive one. Like overdrive slips, all the joints are bad. Like I bought it because it was already lifted. I wanted one that I didn't have to do anything
Yeah,
to.
you said all that.
Yeah, so.
But
I
you
forgot
paid
that
the
this
most
one-
for this one.
Like double.
And it's been
The worst.
it's so far, and it hasn't even been driven yet.
No.
But just
I will
between
say
getting
it
it
drives
here.
down the road nicely, and off road, like it's really plush. Like whatever springs and shock,
Yeah.
like it actually is going to be the plushest one if it makes it even to
Yeah.
Colorado. Is going to be the problem.
This one just died again as Marlon got in and tried to back it up. It's making interesting noises. So this one definitely needs a battery. It will not stay running like in any way, shape, or form. So we're gonna leave this one here, go get a battery, I think come back and pick it up. This one is staying running so far, so good.
Yeah,
so
do you want to just take the other one?
we can take the other red one. The other red one does or doesn't have air conditioning. No, wait, that one had the starting problem. Okay, just kidding. Maybe we're gonna take both red ones. We don't know. This one probably needs to be jumped to though.
They just not start, I think.
I believe that was an issue that it had.
Yeah, but at least that one has an cold air intake, so it's going to be like 700 horsepower right there.
Yeah.
What was that?
This one also has like manual brakes. I don't know why it has manual brakes because we tested the booster and the booster works, but it feels like the Ultra 4 car, like where you have to like when you want to step on, like stop.
You have to put your
mean
like
it.
full weight into it.
Yeah, you have to like really mean it.
So we got this one running, and it sounds like absolute trash. Yeah, this one's not heavy either. So we just need batteries.
Oh, this one's running like.
That's what I said. This runs like. Ooh.
That's a cam.
Yeah, it's a cam.
What is it?
Cams.
Cams? Why does it sound like that?
It's misfiring. It could be.
Hopefully still just a voltage misfiring.
Yeah, it is voltage. You can clearly see it. It
Yeah,
has
it's unhappy.
Environment.
What was that?
a lot of black smoke.
I said that cannot be good for the environment. It's a diesel.
So this one also didn't have an exhaust leak when we parked it, so I don't know how it now has an exhaust
I
leak.
have a headache.
Oh wow, that smells
Awesome.
amazing.
We're gonna have like carbon monoxide poisoning.
Cancer.
Are you
Cocktail.
serious?
Look at this.
How long has that been in the back
my
of the
God.
car?
I'm finding like beer here.
Yeah.
High noons.
Margarita mix.
There's a lot of high noons back there. There's
Throwing
like
all
4
that shit.
boxes.
We're throwing all that crap out.
You think it's spoiled?
Oh God, yeah. Been
All
in here
right.
for months.
Kevin, what's the consensus with this one? Where are we going?
Saki.
Oh my god.
They're all so janky. I forgot how janky these were. Honestly,
What's that noise? It sounds like a rat.
I think it's the vacuum to the booster, and I don't know if I want to change it because it works, and it's just whoever gets this one gets to just deal with squeak. It doesn't happen all the time. If you have your music up or the windows down, it'll be fine.
And you need to put the windows down because there's no AC.
For now, yes, you're correct. Oh. God, this one, I shouldn't have bought this one. I paid way too much for this one. All right, so batteries from Walmart, or what? How much were they? 109 a piece, plus a $12 core. So we went to O'Reilly's, but the batteries were $219 at O'Reilly's each. So we came here and got them for $109 each. Oh yeah, look, I forgot there was a lift kit in here. Sick. There's shocks, and yeah, we can use one of these lift kits on the other Jeep or something. I forgot all that. There was like full lift kits in here. Ooh.
You okay?
Yeah, you almost hit me in the face.
Oh, you close this first?
I think so. Yeah.
I guess so. Sorry.
Is it shut? There we go. Oh God. I'm not gonna say these things are pieces of junk, but
Jeep life.
yeah, they're pretty junky, but whatever.
Yeah, at least you have a radio.
Yeah, mounted nice. That's gonna do great off-road.
Oh yeah.
So the problem with the radio is it doesn't fit in the cubby. Like it. Yeah. Maybe we'll just take
We can trim it. Like we can do like.
Yeah, I'll just cut that out. I don't know, but then don't you need a bracket to hold that in there. Hold on, maybe we just shove it. You know what? Just put a rag right here and shove it back there and just call that good.
Hopefully it doesn't catch on fire.
Okay, so for some reason we got the batteries and one doesn't fit in that one. That one has a completely different battery than all the rest, and the battery tray is different. So it looks like that's the early model 02, like the first year they came out. And it has a check engine light and it won't let me rev above 3,500. So there's something else bad with it now. So now I gotta go back, swap out those batteries because they're the wrong ones, and then I gotta get a scanner or something and freaking scan it because it won't even drive. All right, so we're over at Roadrunner because I gotta work on the Jeep again, but we got one of the Liberties here, and this one has a check engine light. It won't rev over 3,000 RPM and it likes to stall. They pulled the code and it looks like it's a bad map sensor or MAF sensor, I don't know, but it's like 20-30 bucks. That's a really good thing with these, is that like everything on them is actually very cheap. Most everything. We've let a friend borrow the white one for like months now, and little things have gone wrong with it. But she liked it so much that I actually found one yesterday for 2,500 bucks, and it's the nicest one that I found out of all of them, with like the lowest mileage, and it's the cleanest all around. She liked it so much she wanted one, so she bought that one, and we're getting our white one back. And I'm like, I found it, I kind of want it, but I'm not gonna do that to her. We'll see what happens. We're working on the Jeep. My 4 low switch, when I go into 4 low and I start flexing, it starts flipping out, and like 4 low starts flickering on and off really badly. And it did it with the stock T case. So it's somewhere in the wiring, but we can't replicate it. I can't replicate it on the ground with the skid plate off moving wires. I cannot figure it out. So we're just unplugging everything, cleaning it all. Everything looks clean, and then we're just replugging everything back in, rerouting some wires. I have no idea, but it's been a hassle. I've been having to drive around it for months, like well before we did the Atlas and stuff. It's just with the Atlas, it seemed to have fixed it for a while, but it didn't because it had something to do with the wiring. The wiring gremlins are back, and I can't freaking fix it. I just can't figure it out. I have no idea. All right, so on the Jeep, I think we found what the 4 low flickering possibly is. This is a control box, and it was just mounted too close to the exhaust, and I think the heat literally melted it and split it open. And this is where all the wires, the power and the signal and everything comes from. So that's probably why it was good when I swapped out the Atlas for a while, and then it was just mounted too close to the exhaust and melted. So now I gotta find a new place to put this, or wrap it in a bunch of heat shielding and mount it somewhere else. But luckily this is easy because it just attaches right here. This is like the main power harness, and then it just has the wires coming out for the switches. So it's just literally this right here, these two. So it'll take no time at all to swap that out. The longest time is gonna be, where do I put this so the exhaust doesn't melt it again? And taking the freaking skid plate down again, or just leaving it until I get the control box. So yeah, that's not too bad. Just need a new one from Atlas. So I'm over here trying to find the map sensor. I'm looking all around. Just got an intake. I'm like, oh God, did it delete it? Is that what the problem is? I don't think so. This is all throttle body stuff. I'm like looking around, I'm like, man, where is the map sensor? Manifold absolute pressure sensor, so it's gotta be on the manifold somewhere. I'm like, that's not it. These are all coil packs. I'm like, where the heck is it? This is a pressure sensor for the AC. Ooh, that's rotted. Probably need a new AC line soon. So I grab this wire here, and I'm like, oh, that's not supposed to come apart. That's the map sensor. I think we found the reason. I don't know how it separated, but yeah. So I'm gonna go and get a map sensor. That would be why it's not running right. So that's cool. It's funny, for those of you, and a lot of you call me out saying I don't work on my stuff, I don't know how to work on stuff, and all I can do is like pay people. No, actually not. I've worked on stuff my whole life. Worked on cars since I was probably 12 or 13. Used to modify my parents' cars when they were at work. Built many drift cars and trucks and tons of stuff before YouTube ever existed. Kind of funny that if like it doesn't happen on YouTube, it doesn't exist or happen. No, I've done it my whole life. I just got tired of it, and I realized that I enjoyed driving. I just really hated working on stuff. That's why I still drift, but that was the whole reason we wanted Chris or a mechanic, and that's why we go to shops, is because like they have a bay and they have all the extra tools and maybe specialty tools. I just don't enjoy working on stuff. Can I? Sure. I can build an entire drift car. I can build an entire off-road vehicle. I can do all kinds of things. I just, when I got old enough to be able to afford not to, I would rather spend my time doing other stuff or making money while I pay somebody to do the work, because I can make more money per hour than what it costs me to pay somebody to work on my stuff. So like business-wise, it makes perfect sense to just pay somebody if I can make more money working. If I have to, like the Liberties right now, if I have to, as they're breaking down, I'm fixing them. I had to put an AC compressor in one, had to put a pulley and a belt on another. I mean, it's just, I just don't enjoy it. I don't like being all dirty. I just want to have fun, make content, and drive. All right, so the sensors at the store are crazy expensive, like 80 bucks for a map sensor. Online, $15, $20. So I ordered one online. Now the sensor had just separated, and what it is, it's literally just a little bleed hole on the inside, and then there's like a pressure pad. So when the vehicle starts and there's vacuum, it pulls pressure on it and it knows what the manifold pressure is. Because like I was looking at the two pieces. Well, since everything was still there, I just took some super glue, put super glue around the rim, and like shoved it back together because it still had like silicone. I think it's been apart before because all the clips are broken. And here, let me show you, because it's kind of a pain in the butt to even change, and it's in a super stupid location. So there's the sensor. The bolts are right there and right there. You can't, I mean, maybe with the swivel head, I kind of tried, but the compressor is basically in the way, and then your alternator's in the way, and then so is the temp sensor. You can see that bolt right there. So maybe with, I don't know what size that is. It might be like an 8 or a 7 or something. Maybe with a ratcheting wrench I can get down in there, but if you drop it, it goes down to the abyss. Like, so it's really not a good way. So you got to pull this guy off. That guy's broken, that clip's broken. Both these clips are broken, which I assume he had this problem before and siliconed it back together, but the silicone got too hot and it separated again. So the silicone's good because it keeps air out, but I just super glued in all the grooves, put it back together, held it there for a little while, and I'm not gonna really pull on it, but it's on. Yeah, so really I'd have to pull to do it right and not drop the screw. I mean, because if you drop it, it's going under the intake manifold, and that's gonna be a whole other thing. So to do it without having any additional issues, you gotta pull the compressor, pull the alternator, pull the temp sensor out of the top of the block, and then you'd have nice, easy access and hopefully not drop anything. But that's a lot of work for that little thing. So anyway, super glued it, pulled the battery to reset the code, and so that way it'll get rid of the check engine light. And now she starts and idles perfectly, and no check engine light. It wouldn't rev up past 3,000 before with the check engine light and that map sensor not working. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna swap it out or not, because I ordered the part, it's working, but surely taking it off-road and bouncing and everything shaking around, it's going to break. So it should get a new sensor. But maybe I just include the sensor in the car and let whoever gets the car say, hey, look, this is what's wrong with the car. You can either choose to swap it out now and or take your chances and have to do it on the trail. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I don't know how much work I want to put into these, or whoever gets it will just, you know, at least I'll find the problems. At least I know that's a problem now. Problem is you can't work on any of it when it's hot. I just did right now and I burned everything on me because I was too eager and anxious to try to see if that was gonna work. And I probably should have done that before I ordered the part, but it doesn't matter. The part won't be here till next Tuesday anyway, but at least now, like, I know that's 100% it and I can drive it. But anyway, it's fixed for an on-road vehicle. Going shaking all about and getting smashed off-road and everything, I doubt that's gonna last. Like, it's just some super glue, and I super glued the whole thing, and obviously it's still running, it's still working, so we'll see. Okay, so that one's good and fixed for now. Needs the AC charged because I replaced the compressor on that one. Fixed the map sensor by gluing it together. Ordered a new one, but I don't know if I want to go through changing that. And they all leak like crazy. This one needs some trimming, needs some cutting to fit these tires because it's hitting back there, hitting up front. The AC doesn't work at all, and it doesn't even blow out of the vents. It only blows out of the top, and the back window fell down. And so I ordered a regulator for that. So I'll replace the regulator, we'll charge the AC, and I guess we're gonna need a blend door or however that works to get the doors to work. But essentially this is the already built one. This one has an no, the silver one has an aux locker. So we got two lifted ones with tires, and the silver one has an aux locker. But what really sucks is that they all have like rear pinion leaks. They have freaking rear main seal leaks. They all do so far, or at least these two piece of junk ones do. All right, so we didn't empty the toolbox, but it's still pretty heavy. And we have this big lip on the trailer to get that up over. So we put some little ramps down with some rocks because it already started caving that in. Then we brought the Jeep to winch it up. So I got a Warren 9RC on there and some Factor 55. How is that gonna go around? So we don't wanna go to the handle here because this is like pulling straight. We're thinking about going to the bottom. I have one more soft shackle if we need it.
Yeah, maybe we can fish it up.
There's brackets on these wheels, so we're hoping those will stay up there. We bridled it. Anytime you hook up the hook, make sure you hook it like that, not facing down. So if it fails and breaks down. It's not gonna fail on this. This isn't very heavy, but we're just not sure what it's gonna do down here. So I'm gonna go hit the winch, and Marlon's gonna kind of lift up on the bottom of the box to kind of just give it some lift. And we'll see how this goes. I parked too close to the truck, I can't get in. But I have my Switch Pros here, and I have the winch going to the Switch Pros. Good? You're gonna have to guide it. You're gonna have to push on it. Good? It's not too sketchy. We really should have somebody doing this, and both of us should be on that. But I don't have any friends. Marlon's my only friend. So it works out. Chris actually got the idea from Chris and Pam when they were moving. But he didn't empty out his Snap-on toolbox. He left it in. And it was our old trailer, but it was just like this one. But I think Pam was winching and me and Chris were on the thing. All right, he's ready. You want to go up with the ramp? This is what's cool. That's what I love about this trailer. Look at that. So good. That worked. That works real good. Looks like we didn't load a ton up, but we did. The two big bottles for the welder over there. Tires. Let's hope that stays. That box, the mini truck, tires in the mini truck, and then his truck, a whole bunch of stuff. And I'll tell you, these Liberties, the window regulators, I'm gonna go broke just replacing all of them in all the Jeeps. Like almost none of them work, they're almost all broken. I'll show you I guess when I get this one off, this one's not really working at all. Like I can barely hear it. Generally, you hear the motor working because the plastic breaks, but the window doesn't go. This one, nothing's happening. So I'm gonna pull the door panel and see if maybe the window's just stuck or what's going on, because this one's not acting like all the rest that I've already replaced on the other ones a while ago. So we'll see, but it's pretty easy. It's just one Phillips here, a Phillips in here, and then they have these super strong clips along the door that are a pain in the butt. But I'll pop that off and we'll see what's wrong. I bought a left rear, which I probably should have inspected it before buying it, although I'm pretty sure one of the other 4 also have a left rear that's bad. And I don't know why I care about the rear. What I should have done is just pulled this back up and taped it shut. I don't care about the rear. I only care about being able to roll in the fronts. And the fronts on this one barely roll up and down, so yeah, whatever. So this has already been off of here multiple times. You can see broken clips in here, but these things stay in here, and these are really strong clips. They just go into these holes here, and you really, that one's broken, and you really got to yank on it. Anyway, all you gotta do on the rear is just undo the rod. There's no clips, but this has all been off here before, so I'm assuming they've had issues. I gotta pull the speaker off. All right, so I'm gonna get the speaker off of here and see. It doesn't seem broken, so that's not good. So I can't really tell what's wrong. The window will let me pull it up and down. The cables don't look broken. So I could just tape it up. I could just move it all the way up and tape it up. This is what the whole regulator looks like. So the window slides in that track. It literally just clips down into this clip here, and that's what slides up and down. It comes with a new motor and everything. And everything for these Jeeps, I don't want to say everything, but a lot of the things for these Jeeps are super cheap. I want to say this is like $35, $40, and that's like the whole assembly with the new motor and everything. So do I really want to mess with it, or just tape it up and be done? Because we're not gonna have any rear passengers. But it's not too hard. It's literally these 3 bolts for the window, these 2 up here, and then you gotta undo the harness, and you gotta kind of finagle it like out. Kind of a pain in the butt. There is one clip that holds the window in that you gotta pull out. I don't know if I can see that in here. It's that clip right there. So you gotta pull that clip out, undo the bolts, and then you have to fight with it a bunch to get it out of there. But the first thing you want to do is undo the clip, move the window all the way up, and tape it shut. That way you have the whole area to work with in here. Yeah. So I don't know what I want to do. Also, I left the freaking key in the ignition on, silly Kevin, and so the battery's dead. So I've got that charging. Hopefully I didn't fry the battery. All right, I guess what happened was the actual clip broke off the track. So normally it's these tubes that break, that get brittle and break. But this one looks like that white clip broke off the track. Yeah. So I can tape it up, or I can just fix it. I guess I'm already halfway here, so we'll just fix it. So I don't know, I might be a little worried. The tab that's on the bottom of the window that snaps into this, it's just like a metal tab with a ball, and it snaps into this piece. So this piece is clearly broken. It's bent. It's attached to the window. I don't know if it's supposed to be bent is the problem, and I don't have a new window. If I try to bend it back, I might shatter the glass or just leave it how it is, but I'm wondering if that being bent broke this, or this broke, and then thing is, once I pull this all out, I have more room to work on it, but I don't want to bend it if it's not supposed to be bent. But I have no way to know if it's supposed to be bent. This is why I hate working on cars, honestly, to tell you the truth. But I don't know, get it out and see what happens. And of course, I like to make sure that it's the same. So that's the old one. Looks the same, comes off. I like to check the plugs. You can see the plug has the 2 notches, one's high, one's low. Same thing, different color, one high, one low. So it all looks the same. Make sure the motor mounts are in the same thing. So all this looks good. It comes out pretty easily. You just gotta like finagle it, move it around, but going in is kind of big pain in the butt. It is dirty up in that thing. So I got it. It definitely takes a lot of finagling. It all does fit, it all does go in. I should have filmed me wrestling with it for a while, but I don't know if it works yet. I've got to set the window in the track and then pin it with that pin. I didn't bring my tripod out here to hold or watch any of this. Not that you guys maybe need to see any of that, but I'll basically pull the tape out, push it down, and once I get it down here, I can maybe pin it. I've done a few of these, but it's been months and months. It's not hard, I'm just kind of overdoing it because it doesn't matter. As long as the front windows work, which not even all the front windows work. I don't know why I'm messing with a rear window. Just an idiot, I guess, but I'm almost done though, and we'll see if it works together. Yay. Okay, so it looks like, I guess I'm right. That tab is bent. See, it won't snap into that. It won't snap into that clip. I don't know what to do about that. I gotta somehow bend it without breaking the glass, because it's gonna just fall out of there. All right, I think I got it. I just bent it back a little bit. I don't know if I bent it too far or I don't know. Let's see. Seems to be working. I'll just leave it there. It's up. Leave it. Done. Just put on child locks or something. See? All you people doubt me that I don't know how to work on I can do it. Just don't like it. It's not fun. I don't, this isn't fun. I like doing modification upgrades that are worthwhile, not this kind of stuff. Actually, no, I don't. I just want to drive. I'm just kidding. I don't. I want somebody else to do the modifications, and I want to go enjoy them. I mean, I'm just being honest. That's just what it is. Can I do it? Sure. Do I want to? But I fixed that. Put it back together. Not much else going on. All right, well, that's it for now. The Liberties seem to be doing great. The one with the aux locker, even though it's not as high, is doing great. They're all getting worked on. I've got one more that has a dead battery that's still in storage. I need to put a battery in, start driving that one around. But we're pretty much just driving them around. Marlon's using the silver one as like a daily driver right now so we can work out any possible issues, because you gotta think, we are gonna be like middle of July, climbing mountains and hoping that we don't just have like a pulley or water pump failure, just something like fail on us in the middle of summer. So yep. They're all getting miles put on them, and then very shortly will they start being lifted and welded, the rear diffs, and then actually like off-roaded a little bit. And I don't know. Then from there, put the teams together and hit the mountains. Yep. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
all right,
it'll be fun.
It's gonna be a great time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, you can find all of your Lite Brite Nation merch and decals at litebritstudios.com. We love you. We'll see you next time. One, two, three, go. They're pretty close. Oh God, this is gonna be so dumb.